Hi everybody, welcome back to Art with M. I am highly anticipating Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon coming out, so I wanted to kind of play around with the designs of the starters. I decided to take the Gen 7 starters and sort of redesign them so that they resemble the Gen 1 style more. So I looked at things like facial features, level of detail, even color palettes, and took that into consideration. So I did Rowlet first. I kept with the sort of obvious pun of round owlet and just made its grass typing more overt by giving it leaf wings, changing the colors a little bit just to match more with the Gen 1 palettes. Also for Rowlet I looked at other bird resembling Pokemon in Gen 1, and Pidgey and its line and Spearow and its line just kind of have normal bird feet, so I just gave it normal bird feet. Not super creative. I did some pencil sketching in my sketchbook of these before. I didn't show any of that because I didn't record it, but I did a few different tests with Rowlet, making it more circular round versus the sort of pill shape I ended up with, versus a more obvious normal bird, like normal barn owl shape, because those Gen 1 birds are very just like a normal bird. You know what I'm talking about. Pidgey's just a normal bird. Then Litten, I made it all red instead of mostly black, and made its stripe details a little less obtrusive and less detailed, and turned them dark. A sort of obvious fire typing with a little matchstick tail. I mean, it's supposed to resemble a matchstick. I don't know if it succeeded, but it was fun to design it. Played up the fire typing with adding little tufts of fire for the whiskers and like some chest fur, and I gave it eyes more similar to Meowth. Inspired by a mix of Meowth and Growlithe, I guess. Litten was pretty easy for me to pin down. I pretty much stayed with the same design that I drew in my sketchbook, just with a few tweaks, like making the cheek fire and tail fire a little more flame-like and less stylized. And then Popplio I had a lot of trouble with because I wanted to make it obvious that it's a sea lion, not a seal. Seal like the real animal. So it has the ear flaps and the more distinct back flippers. But I did also want to reference Seal the Pokemon and Dugong the Pokemon because they have these very rounded faces, whereas the official Popplio design has a sort of long pointed snout. But I did want to keep the sort of circusy aspect, so it kept its pink round nose and ruff, but I changed its colors to be lighter. I find that the earlier gen, the typing seems a little more on the nose as far as the color palettes go. So it's a very pale, light, watery blue. And the first sketch I did of it, I was sort of standing up, and it looked very unsettling. I erased that one. Something I noticed while looking at all the generations of starters is there's usually one that's with Gen 1. You have Bulbasaur, that's quadruped. We've got Charmander, that's very biped, and then Squirtle stands on 2 legs but runs on 4, so it's a kind of mix. So I've got Rowlet with bipedal because obviously it doesn't have front legs, it just has wings. Litten is on all 4s, and then Popplio is able to sit up or rest on all 4s. I tried to look at the eye style, level of simplicity of the earlier designs. I sampled the colors from the original, the Gen 1s, but I did tweak them a little bit just so they weren't directly the same color, and just played around with it, tried to emulate the coloring style a little bit too. It was pretty fun. I also planned to make pixel art sprites in the style of Pokemon Yellow, just because those had color other than just the monochromatic color of red and blue. Didn't get to that yet. I kind of still want to do that. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that. I haven't done a whole lot of pixel art, but I am interested in it. So that's all I have to say, so I hope you enjoy watching me finish these illustrations. Bye!